Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about some crazy news that broke, confirmed by the director himself, Andy Muschietti, who is directing the Flash film. Ben Affleck is returning as Batman. That's right, you didn't hear that wrong. It's confirmed 100%. And it put a really big smile on my face at work at the end of the day. Wow. And I knew I had to rush home and talk about this. I didn't rush home too fast. I just live like 5 minutes away. But let's get right talking about this. Ben Affleck returning as Batman. This is the same movie that's going to have Michael Keaton still returning as Batman, which was also confirmed by the director. So it sounds like Michael Keaton is locked on. And that, yes, the multiverse is a thing in this in this universe where every DC movie and show that we know of, most likely the live action stuff, is part of this grand multiverse. And Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton being in the same movie will officially confirm that. This is something that came out of nowhere because everyone thought Ben Affleck is done. He seemed like he was out of it. And actually, so did the director and his wife, the producer of the film, Barbara Muschietti. I think that was her name. Both of them saying that they didn't think that Affleck would return. But when they approached him, he actually was in a point of his life that he was okay. Remember, Affleck, around the time of Batman v Superman, the reviews weren't that great. Justice League, probably even more so. Actually, it got a higher rating on IMDb. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes than Batman v Superman did, which I think is completely wrong. Affleck, and obviously his divorce at the time, and other thing. I think he was getting back into alcohol, going into a depression. So now it seems like, okay, all of that has passed. We've had a couple of years since, like 2-3 years since Justice League had come out. Where is Affleck in his life now? And it sounds like maybe he's in a pretty good position now where he feels, you know what, maybe I will return for this one, which is putting a smile on many people's faces because Affleck is easily my favorite interpretation of Batman. I will say that Christian Bale is my favorite actor who played Batman, but Ben Affleck, the version of Batman that I like the most is Ben Affleck in Batman v Superman. I think he knocked it out of the park in that movie. I feel when I watched Justice League, he was out of it, and I think a lot of that was to do with the Joss Whedon scenes because a lot of Snyder's work was refilmed for that movie, and you can feel it while watching that film. And I feel like a lot of the scenes, Affleck is in a headspace where he's like, I don't want to be in this movie. That's how I felt while watching the movie, that I got that vibe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was, all the way. I'm still Batman, but it did not feel like the same Batman that I fell in love with when I watched Batman v Superman. And I feel like the Snyder Cut, we're going to get that again. And it's going to be great to see him back. Maybe for the last time, because I do have a theory about this. With Michael Keaton returning and knowing that they were negotiating with him to have a multi-picture deal, that he would return. Michael Keaton would return for multi-pictured films. I think this is going to be their way of writing Ben Affleck out properly, which I think is what they should do, instead of just forgetting about him entirely and then replacing Michael Keaton with him. And I think they realize that. I think they are going to swap Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton respectfully in this Flashpoint movie. Because if you read the Flashpoint comic book, which I have, and I've also watched the animated film, both versions are pretty much the same. The ending of the comic hints that the New 52, that Flash creates the New 52. That things might be a little bit different now that Flashpoint happened. And I think that's what they're going to do here. I think that's going to be their way of swap. They're going to do a little bit of the Crisis on Infinite Earths mixed with Flashpoint storyline put together. Instead of an alternate timeline where Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, it will be, what if the Ben Affleck Batman existed in this universe? It's going to be some, and then when Flash restores time, there might be some minor changes. Like instead of Ben Affleck being the main Batman, maybe it will be swapped with Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't know. That's just a theory of mine right now. I could be wrong. Maybe I would love it if Ben Affleck was like, this is not just a one and done deal. Maybe he would consider returning for a couple more after this. Maybe for cameos, right? Since Robert Pattinson is getting his own Batman movie, like that's the solo Batman films. Maybe Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck return in other characters' films. That would be pretty cool. And then you have 3 Batman running around, right? You got Michael Keaton sticking around as a Nick Fury type role. You got Ben Affleck as like this badass Batman. Both of them are in the same movies together. And then you got Robert Pattinson off on his own. Or who knows, maybe he eventually joins too and we get 3 Batman in one movie. Who knows? Anything is possible by this point. That's the way I'm looking at it. I am super excited. I'm happy Ben Affleck is returning, at least for the Flashpoint movie. And if my theory is correct, I hope they do it that way. That if this is a one and done thing, hopefully this is their way of doing it respectfully. Because if they were going to replace Michael Keaton as Batman without Ben Affleck being there one last time, like, oh, remember that Batman movie from the last one you saw? Yeah, forget about him. We're replacing him right off the bat with Michael Keaton, like without saying a goodbye to Ben Affleck's Batman. This is the way it would need to be done. I feel in a respectful manner. So, with that being said, guys, tell me what you think. Are you excited to see Ben Affleck again? Do you think that they are going to do this as a swap thing, where they will swap Michael Keaton for Ben Affleck by the end of the film? And this is our way of saying goodbye to Ben Affleck, one more time before he's officially done. Maybe not. Maybe he will return for more movies. At this point, since nobody ever thought this would happen, I'm never ruling out anything ever again. I am super excited to see this happen. Comment below, tell me your thoughts. And with that being said, until next time, take care.